What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to TTP Sports. And a big day for the Phillies so far. Big day this morning as the Phillies signed Kyle Schwarber to a 4-year contract of, it sounds like it's just under $20 million per season. So that's going to be a very great addition for this Phillies lineup. Man, I am ecstatic. And honestly, the Phillies, there is a chance that they could make more moves. Are they going to still go after Chris Bryant? I'm not entirely sure. But, we don't know what Dave Dombrowski's idea is. We don't know if John Middleton's going to allow him to go over the luxury tax. So I think after this deal, they have around like 10 more mil to play with above the threshold. So maybe they can add another bench piece. Maybe Middleton is allowing him to go above the CBT and all the luxury tax and all that stuff. But hey, it's a good day. It's a good day to see Kyle Schwarber in a Philadelphia Phillies uniform. But before we get into all of that, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to TTP Sports. If you are new to the channel, I definitely recommend hitting that sub button. I would greatly appreciate that. So if you're new, looking for all the latest Philadelphia sports news, recaps, and events, this is the place to be at, depending on the outcome, great or miserable, depending on the outcome. And if you are a current viewer of the channel, I'm grateful for you being here that long and looking to continue that down the road. And if you're looking for tickets to upcoming sport events, concerts, whatever you can think of, use the code TTP Sports down below for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. So if you want to go to spring training in Clearwater, opening day for the Phils, definitely utilize that. If you want to go see Sixers games, James Harden, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, go down to the Wells Fargo Center. If you want to go see Claude Drew's 1,000th game, there you go as well. And when football season comes back, you can't deny that. So use the code TTP Sports for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek today. So the Phillies ink Kyle Schwarber to a 4-year contract. And I know people are probably going to be skeptical about this just because it's not Chris Bryant signing. It's still, he was one of the bigger fishes on the market, and there were so many ties to the Phillies to Kyle Schwarber. If you remember the report that was before when the lockout even started, that the Phillies were very close to getting Kyle Schwarber signed to a contract. So there was a big connection between Schwarber and the Phillies before the lockout even started. So that's really good there. The Phillies also signed the Nationals hitting coach back in October, and he was the one that really got Schwarber into a really good all-around hitter, let alone his power from last year. So that's a really good thing. And I know Kyle Schwarber, he's definitely more out of the big three fishes in this market, hitting-wise, with Castellanos, Bryant, and Schwarber combined. Schwarber is definitely more, one of the bigger boomer bust type of guys. I will definitely admit that. But I think for this move for Philadelphia, it gives you a leadoff hitter, and that's something that the Phillies have been desperately lacking for a while. I know they signed Andrew McCutchen a couple of years ago to be that leadoff hitter, but now with Kyle Schwarber, he's hit leadoff in his career before. He hit leadoff a bunch last year for the Nationals, and he had a lot of success at doing that. And the Phillies, the past couple of seasons, they ranked in the worst part of baseball in on-base percentage from their leadoff and number 2 hole hitter. So getting Kyle Schwarber for the way that he has been and for his type of player, that is a really good move for this Phillies team. And looking at some of Kyle Schwarber's stats over the past few seasons, so in his 2021 year, combined with the Nationals and the Boston Red Sox, he played in 113 games, a .266 batting average with 32 home runs, 71 RBIs. His on-base percentage, .371, slugging, .554, on OPS, .928, and an OPS plus of 148. He was really, really good last year. So that's a really good bat for the Phillies. Looking at some of his other stats the past couple of seasons in the shortened year of 2020, batted .188 with 11 home runs, 24 RBIs. Not really going to harp on him that much just because that was a shortened year. He had 2019, good year for him. .250 at average, 38 home runs, 92 RBIs, slugging percentage of .531, on-base percentage of .339 with an OPS of .871. Good season for Kyle Schwarber. And I know he does have a little bit of an injury history, but he's played a lot more games in the past couple of seasons than, earlier on in his career. Yeah, he was injured last year for a good stint, so he only played 113 games. In 2019, he played 155. 2018, he played 137. And 2017, he played 129. But I do think that's where the DH comes into a factor where, there's a lot of guys in this lineup that can intertwine with the DH. You got Bryce Harper, you got JT Realmuto, you got Rhys Hoskins, you got Alec Boehm, and now you have Kyle Schwarber that can, all rotate into the DH when those guys need days off from the field. And like what I said before, When Rhys Hoskins gets into the DH role, you could put JT Realmuto at first base. When JT needs a day off from the field entirely, you put him in the DH role. Bryce needs a day off from right field, put him in the DH. When Schwarber needs a day off from left, you put him in the DH slot. So, yeah, it's a really good move from the Phillies. Really, really good move. And there's still, I do believe there is, a couple of more moves that this Phillies team can do. So there's something there. But we got to just keep waiting because some of those big guys, those big-name free agents have yet, to sign. We did see Anthony Rizzo re-sign with the Yankees yesterday. And we saw the Matt Chapman trade this morning to the Blue Jays from the Oakland Athletics. So they're starting to move. They definitely are, but the really big fishes have yet to sign. We still are waiting for Freddie Freeman to see what's going on there. I still think most likely he signs with the Dodgers just because, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers. That team spends money like it's nothing, and they can afford to do that. And then you also have Chris Bryant. I know the rumors are right now he's big with the Phillies, he's big with the Rockies, and he's big with the Padres right now just because of everything that's going on with Fernando Tatis Jr. in San Diego. But I still find it very weird that the Rockies are going after Chris Bryant. I really find that as a slap in the face to guys like Nolan Arenado and Trevor Story. Just because when they traded Nolan, they signed Arenado to that long-term extension when they had him. Then they traded him to the Cardinals for next to nothing. And then they could have traded Trevor Story to get assets back, and they basically just said, fuck you, we're keeping you, and you could become a free agent. So I feel like that's basically just a slap in the face to, Trevor Story and all that stuff. Sorry for that motor noise in the background. A lot of people are just revving up the motors today in the neighborhood, so that's sadly going to have to deal with that even though the windows are closed. But, what are you going to do? You got to power through it. So, and also it does sound like the Braves re-signed Eddie Rosario right here. That was just announced. Sounds like a 2-year deal at 18 mil, I guess, in total. I doubt that's 18 mil per season. So, yeah, that's going to be, this is a good contract for the Phillies. I do definitely believe that. It sounded like it was going to be around 20 million. I think Jason Stark said it was going to be just under 20 mil per season. So I would assume it's probably at least 19 point something, maybe 18 point something mil per season. So I find that to be a very good contract for the Phillies. And you still never know what's going to happen. Are they still going to go after Nick Castellanos? I don't think that's going to be the necessary precaution since they got the outfielder now with Kyle Schwarber. I don't think they're going to be in on Castellanos anymore. I still maybe they'll touch ties with Chris Bryant. I know Bryce Harper spoke today that he was talking to John Middleton and Dave Dombrowski last night about the Phillies' needs and all that stuff, and he woke up this morning seeing that Kyle Schwarber is signed with the Phillies. So that's something right there. I definitely think Bryce Harper has some influence in talking to Dave Dombrowski and stuff like that. So because he is the face of the franchise right now, so he definitely wants some more big names to help this team get into the playoffs. And also speaking about postseason, Kyle Schwarber will be a definitely great locker room presence. He's been to the playoffs basically almost every season of his career. 2015 with the Cubs when they went to the NLCS, 2016 with the Cubs when they won the World Series. Even though he was injured, he still played in the World Series for them when he came off the injured list. 2017, he was in the playoffs for the Cubs. The Cubs made it in 2018, I do believe. He was also in the playoffs last year with the Boston Red Sox. So he's been around the block when it comes for playoff experience. So, that's some good, presence for the locker room for this Philadelphia Phillies team. And I do think there are some moves that they can still make. Maybe they go after some guys for the bench. Maybe they go after a guy like a Jock Peterson or a Jorge Soler for the bench. Maybe another platoon situation and stuff like that. So I think there's still many moves for this team to do. Maybe they still do cut ties. Well, not cut ties. Maybe they still, brush ties with Chris Bryant because, there's rumors about it right now that possibly Didi Gregorius could be the starting third baseman for this team. And I don't think that's the best possible scenario for this team because, Bryson Stott is going to be fighting for that shortstop spot. Joe Girardi said that Didi should be prepared to start at shortstop and or third base. So I kind of do feel like that might be a hindrance for this team if Didi is the opening day third baseman. Okay, the official money did just come out for Kyle Schwarber from John Heyman. It's a 4-year deal worth $79 million. Okay. So it sounds like right here, extra $9 million is probably because the National League got the DH role. Okay, so that's what, $19 million a year for Kyle Schwarber 4 years, 79, maybe around 18 point something, 19 point something. So like it was basically just accurate, just under 20 mil per year. So I feel it's a good contract. I do feel like that's a good contract entirely for this Philadelphia Phillies team, and I can't wait for opening day. I have opening day tickets from my cousin. He just gave them to me today. I'm ecstatic. Man, I can't wait to see Kyle Schwarber hitting bombs in Citizens Bank Park. I can't wait to see the reigning National League MVP and Bryce Harper hitting bombs. And the Phillies now, they have possibly 2-3 players in their lineup that can give them 30 home runs a season. Rhys Hoskins, when he's healthy and he's clicking with the bat, he can give you 30 home runs. Bryce Harper, we all know he can give you at least 30 home runs a year. He's proven it time and time again. And Kyle Schwarber, he can give you 30 to 35 plus home runs a year. So that's really great for this Phillies lineup to add a bat like that in Kyle Schwarber. And it gives him a leadoff hitter. That's something that this team has really, really desperately needed. They really needed that leadoff hitter, and they got that in Kyle Schwarber. And I just can't wait. I cannot wait. And there's still definitely some other moves to make. There definitely is. We never know. Who knows? I could be talking about the Phillies probably won't be going over the luxury tax and they end up signing Chris Bryant. I doubt that's going to happen, but you never know. That's the, surprise of the baseball offseason. You never know what is going to happen. I do think the Phillies might be working a trade eventually. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Maybe it is trying to get the DD contract off of their, roster, and maybe they use that extra cash to sign someone. I have no idea what's going to happen. Don't take my word for anything like that. That's just me speculating. That's just me observing what could happen. Because I do feel like Dave Dombrowski wants a guy like Bryson Stott possibly getting into the lineup this year, possibly being the everyday shortstop, because I do believe Bryson Stott deserves a shot to be in the major leagues this season for what he's been doing in the minor leagues the past couple of years. I do believe he deserves that shot at least. And hopefully Joe Girardi lets him. I know Joe Girardi the past couple of years has been prone to be starting veterans over young guys. I know especially last year when guys like Alec Bohm was really struggling that badly. So there's ways for this team to work around it. Like I said, maybe they do make a trade. Maybe they do trade away that Didi Gregorius contract, try to get a team to take on the rest of his salary for the last part of this year. So there's a lot of things that this team can work on right now. So if you're looking at the lineup possibly for this Phillies team, you possibly have Kyle Schwarber leadoff position. You might have Gene Segura in the 2-hole. Maybe you put Rhys Hoskins back there, but I don't see that happening. You put Bryce Harper in the 3-hole where he normally is. Rhys Hoskins healthy, he's most likely going to be your cleanup hitter. JT Realmuto, he could probably be the 2-hole or the 5-hole hitter. I would more assume he's going to be the 5-hole hitter. Bryson Stott, if he does make the lineup, maybe he is in the 6-hole. Maybe he bats up in the lineup more. You never know. This lineup could be very interchangeable. You still don't know what this opening day lineup's going to look like. If, with Kyle Schwarber in it, most likely he will be the leadoff hitter. But if Bryson Stott does make the everyday lineup, that's still something you got to look at right there. And maybe DH, who knows? Who knows who starts with the DH? Maybe does Alec Bohm start with the DH? Does Rhys Hoskins start with the DH and you put Alec Bohm at first base? There's a lot of question marks here. Outfield, Odubel Herrera, then also Matt Mueller, they'll probably be at least the 7 or the 8-hole hitters. And then, looking at the rest of the lineup, maybe Didi Gregorius, if he's in the lineup, he'll probably bat lower in the lineup as well. So there's a lot of interchangeable pieces. There are. And I'm very excited for this Phillies season to get underway. This is probably not going to be more of a hangout stream. This is more just going to be like a regular video stream combined. So there's a lot of things that can probably still happen today. We got Sixers later tonight playing tonight. So we're going to have that recap. So there's a lot of things to still look forward to. You never know with the Phillies sign another bench bat. That might happen later today. It might happen during this weekend. So we still got to wait and see what happens there. We did lose Brad Miller. He did sign with the Texas Rangers. So that sadly, that's a bench bat lost. Sadly, that is a thing. And I just see Corey Seidman just posted this on Twitter right here. Phillies could still use another Brad Miller-like bat, someone who'd be a threat coming off the bench and pop one. Lack that currently, in a way, less important with the DH, fewer pinch hit spots, but a decent bat they'd be comfortable extending to 250 to 300 plate appearances if needed could go a long way. So like I said, maybe they look in line for maybe a Jock Peterson, maybe they look for a Jorge Soler to, interchange with the DH and stuff like that coming off of the bench. There's a lot of options this team can still do, and I don't think Dave Dombrowski is done. There's still a little bit this team can do and add to this roster. So definitely look forward to that.
And I'm really excited for this Phillies team for opening day. And I want to hear your thoughts on this Kyle Schwarber signing. So don't forget to leave your comments and opinions down in the comment section below. I like to hear those as always. Do not forget to drop a like on this video. Do not forget to check out the Panda Lives, which I'm a part of. Their links are down in the description below. Also, don't forget to check out the links to BrodesMedia, the Florida Pod merch website, and also Flyers Nitty Gritty. All that good stuff is down in the description below. Do not forget to check those out. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the most important thing you can do is hit that sub button and also use the code TTPSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. And I will see you next time, everyone.